Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to discuss how Tom Aspinall would brutally destroy Jon Jones if they ever fought. But it's not going to happen because Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. Now, I know everyone's writing in the comments, the Jon Jones sycophants, the Jon Jones defenders. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Jon Jones. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Now, as a person, he's a terrible person. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not even going to discuss that. He's a terrible person. But at the end of the day, he's one of the most exciting fighters of all time. He's super exciting to watch. He's super fun. Look at his last fight with Cyril Gane. Goes in there, submits him in like 2 minutes. Incredible fighter, incredible skill set. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that Tom Aspinall, with his win over Sergey Pavlovich, would brutally, and I mean brutally, dominate Jon Jones. The fight would not be competitive. And you're probably sitting there, once again, what are you talking about? Jon Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time. I truly believe Tom Aspinall beats him up and TKOs him on the feet. Maybe Jon Jones' chin is so good that he'd survive, but he would take a lot of damage in this fight. Jon Jones is going to have to rely on his wrestling in a fight against Tom Aspinall. And honestly, it comes down to how good is Tom Aspinall's takedown defense. He was stuffing a lot of takedowns against, Machine Tabora or Prachnio, whatever. Sergey Spivak was his name? The absolute bum. And of course, he's a bum. He's nowhere near Jon Jones. But at the end of the day, Tom Aspinall has shown very good takedown defense. He's shown very consistent takedown defense. Very good. He's good off his back. Good jiu-jitsu offensively and defensively. Good at getting back up to his feet. He's a big, strong guy. Good wrestling background. I don't think Jon Jones is going to be able to go out there and just take him down easily. And on the feet, how is he going to win? Jon Jones has always shown us susceptibility. A hole in his game has been his boxing defense. His boxing offensive defense has just never been there. He's always had to use his reach to get around guys. He'll kind of just put his hand out and march you down and maybe throw an oblique kick, throw a teep, throw a head kick, and then shoot a takedown, whatever. He's always very crafty, and it's always going to be a hard fight. But Jon Jones has looked slow on the feet. In his last fight against Cyril Gane, he looked slower than ever on the feet. And he didn't look terribly slow. Like, when he slipped that punch, got a hold of him, he took him down quickly. He looked technically excellent, but he looked slowed down. It looked like a 6-year-old version of Jon Jones. It looked like Jon Jones had aged 3 years or 6 years, whatever you want to call it. Jon Jones looked like a much slower version of himself. He did not look as fast as he did at light heavyweight. And that's, no surprise. He moved up a weight class. And not just any weight class, up to heavyweight, put on a ton of size for 3 years. But at the end of the day, it really looked like Jon Jones hadn't fought in 3 years. A little bit of ring rust, maybe, whatever it was. And I'm not saying there was anything wrong with his performance. He had an incredible performance. But I'm saying, from a physical standpoint, the way he was moving on the feet, the speed, I can see a lot of openings for a guy like Tom Aspinall. And, you're probably sitting there, oh, what are you talking about? You're just riding Tom Aspinall because you got the win. You don't even know who Tom Aspinall was before this fight. I picked Tom Aspinall to knock Sergey Pavlovich out cold. And if you don't believe me, it's on this channel. I picked Sergey Pavlovich to get brutally knocked out by Tom Aspinall in the 3rd round. Now, of course, I got it wrong. 3rd round happened in the 1st round. That even further elevates Tom Aspinall in my mind because I was confident in him, brutally chopping the legs of a guy like Sergey Pavlovich, being able to possibly take him down at will if he wanted to, maybe not. He wouldn't even have to resort to it. I thought that he had the clear, better striking. He was going to use his kickboxing, use his leg kicks, and he was going to brutally KO a guy like Sergey Pavlovich who was eating overhands. He was eating clean, undefended overhands from, Tai Tuivasa in the 1st round. 1st round, Tai Tuivasa was landing clean overhands on him, and Sergey Pavlovich didn't even look like it landed. There was no wobble. You look at that moment in the Yair Rodriguez fight versus, what's his name? Yair Rodriguez versus the bald white dude, Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett, he's, Yair Rodriguez is coming in. Josh Emmett lands a huge right hand, and it wobbles him. But he's still back at it. He's still moving, whatever. It wasn't even like that. There was no moment where he was wobbling a little bit. His knees buckled. It literally looked like the overhand didn't land. And it's not like, oh, the overhand landed on the top of the head. No, the overhand landed clean on the side of his head. It landed on the temple or the chin. It was an incredibly placed shot. Of course, Tai Tuivasa, it wasn't like he put some crazy technique into it. He literally just threw an overhand. But it's an overhand from Tai Tuivasa. And it didn't even faze him. I am literally so confident right now. There was not a single fighter in the UFC that could take that shot from Tai Tuivasa and just eat it like that. But at the end of the day, not only did Tom Aspinall eat the shots from Sergey Pavlovich like breakfast, He knocked him out with one punch. He literally put him out on his feet with a one, step in right hand, clean on the temple, right on the money. Sergey Pavlovich tries to check hook him. I've been saying this. The check hook is the worst thing to happen to MMA fighters in all of history. The check hook and the head and arm throw. Those are the two worst weapons in all of MMA, period. You know what I mean? I'm about to lose my voice, man. But at the end of the day, he goes in for a check left hook. Tom Aspinall beats him with this incredible speed, lands the right hand right on the temple, and puts Sergey Pavlovich out cold in literally 56 seconds or something like that. 60 seconds, 70 seconds. It was incredible. Literally one of the greatest performances of all time. Easily. One of the greatest heavyweight title performances of all time, if not the greatest heavyweight title performance of all time. You know what I mean? To literally go out there and bulldoze a juggernaut like that. A guy who was, once again, the greatest chin in MMA history, probably, pound for pound. I'm losing my voice, guys. Pound for pound, Sergey Pavlovich probably has the best chin ever. I don't think there's a single fighter in history that could just eat that right hand from Tai Tuivasa. He took it. He ate it like butter. He ate it like breakfast. Ate it like pancakes. And he couldn't eat one shot from Tom Aspinall. He literally could not eat a single shot. Not only does Tom Aspinall have some of the most devastating knockout power in heavyweight history, he is the fastest heavyweight we have ever seen. He's incredibly slick on the feet and on the ground. He's a better striker than Jon Jones. And I wouldn't say he's a better grappler than Jon Jones. I think he has the grappling to nullify Jon Jones. The grappling to slow him down and be in a position where even if he does get taken down, it's not the end of the world. He can still make his way back up to his feet. He can still do a good job of defending himself and not get finished. Even if he doesn't make up to his feet, I believe he can do a good job of not getting finished, moving around, staying active, whatever. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, threading submissions, whatever it is. I truly believe that Jon Jones would get brutally TKO'd. And I don't want to hear anything about, Jon Jones this, Jon Jones that. He was eating big shots from a guy like Dominic Reyes when they got in boxing range. He's never really had the ability to have good boxing defense. You know what I mean? From range, he has pretty good defense. He'll move around. He'll extend his arms. He'll poke you in the eyes like this. He looks like he's trying to find the light switch in the dark, just literally stabbing his fingers into your eyes, pretending like he didn't do it once it happens, kicking you in the nuts, kneeing you to the head when you're a grounded opponent, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I believe that Tom Aspinall would be chopping the legs of Jon Jones. He'd be, stuffing the takedown, using the fence to stay up, landing some nasty teeps, being able to beat the range. People are going to talk about, the reach of Jon Jones. He was able to easily beat the reach of Sergey Pavlovich. My voice is literally gone, guys. I can wrap this video up soon. My voice is dead. Holy crap. But I think he easily gets in, I think he easily beats the range. I think he gets inside. I think he lands brutal shots on Jon Jones. I think he stuffs the takedowns. And I think Jon Jones would have little success in this fight. I think it's a very bad matchup. And I think he easily TKOs Jon Jones. I just don't see it happen. I don't see... Jon Jones isn't knocking him out on the feet. I don't see Jon Jones having such a jiu-jitsu advantage or wrestling advantage, just go out there and easily ground and pound him or submit him. And I don't see Jon Jones being able to outwear him. Tom Aspinall has shown improved cardio. It's something he's been working on. His cardio was always an issue early on in his career. He's been working on his cardio. He's incredibly fast. He's incredibly crafty. I think he would be blitzing into the pocket faster than Jon Jones would have the ability to counter. Now, a big weapon for him would be Jon Jones stepping in with elbows. Jon Jones would have a lot of success with that, in my opinion. But I believe Tom Aspinall would be able to make the adjustments, and I think he would beat him. Now, go in the comments, cry all you want. I'm not saying it's going to happen. The fight probably never will happen because Jon Jones is literally sitting here pretending like Stipe Miocic is the greatest fighter to ever grace the planet, and that Stipe Miocic, who hasn't fought in 4 years, got folded like a lawn chair brutally by Francis Ngannou in his last fight. And Stipe Miocic, who's in Uncle Rico, answering phones at the fire department, is still a top-ranked match at this point in his career. It's literally like the equivalent of giving Anderson Silva a middleweight title shot right now just because he was the GOAT at some point. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. I think Jon Jones gets easily beaten by Tom Aspinall if that fight ever happens. Let me know down below in the comments, what you think of that fight, what you think of my takes. Leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss another upload. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.